Hi everybody, it's the first of the month. That means it's time to do some lettering. Hope you got your pens and your graph paper ready. Just a quick reminder, we have this fantastic book, The Art of Whimsical Lettering by Joanne Sharp. And yes, I am endorsing this. I absolutely love this book. It's great for inspiration and different things just to look at. Today we're going to work on a style of lettering called a bar graph. And I have printed out, okay, the upper and lower case to this. This is my own. This is just something that I played around with. Feel free to look at other fonts and adapt them to how you like them. That happens to be one of my favorite ways to do this. And I'm going to practice one of the words today that I'm going to be using in my practice lettering journal. I hope you made one and you've got something that you can keep. This was last month, and then something I played in with the Joanne Sharp Facebook page, because if you do buy this book, you can go online to the Facebook page and practice along with the rest of us when we're doing our lettering style, so it's a lot of fun. Bar graph. Simple, easy, lots of fun, especially for your doodlers, because you get to draw inside that big bar space. Now, I'm going to practice on some letters that I'm going to work on today in my lettering journal. And what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3 grids high and 3 grids wide. So I'm just drawing a little pencil box here because the first letter is one of the, I think, the most difficult in this alphabet. And that is the S. I'm going to use my big fat Sakura pen here. This is the 1. But it's nice and fat and it'll be easy to show you. Now, I'm going to say for the first bowl at the top, I'm going to go half circle. And the second bowl is at the bottom using 1 grid. So I still have 1 grid in the middle that I have not drawn in. It's like an O but not connected. And then I'm going to take my bar and pull it across. Okay, so it's really not hard. It's just, it does take a little practice. So without using the pencil grid, okay, half a bar above, half a bowl below, connect with your horizontal, no, that's not horizontal, what is that? Diagonal bar, okay? So that's an S, and when I'm going to make sure that we're using the proper terms for the letters. So if you pull out your little sheet that we printed out last month from our letter file folder, we know that up here at the top, let me get a pen to write that in. Let's see, something not too big. 3 is too small. The top of our S here is called the shoulder. Oh, my pen's dry. It's called the shoulder, okay? That is your bar. We're going to choose 3 grids high for our X height. Okay? That's how high we're going to keep the letters. We want them to touch the bottom here. This is our baseline. We want the letters to touch the bottom there. Okay, now you can choose whatever X height you want to work with. Just make sure you keep it consistent. One of my next letters is the H. Again, I'm going to keep it 3 grids wide, and this time, because I have it in a cinder bar on the H, I'll show you what that is, I'm going to go 4 grids high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I can just count them off. That is 4 grids high. My X height is still going to be the same, which is 3 grids high. So I bring the bowl up of the H. So remember, this, oops, wrong pen, too little. There we go. This is the shoulder. And this part of your H, right here, is called the ascender line. Okay, so that is above your, I hope you're following along here, your X height. Okay, so learn some letter terminology here. It's good for me. Don't know if you care, but it's good for me. So again, the H, very simple. I'm going to do 4 grids high, 1 grid width, bring my bar down, bring the bowl, or the shoulder, excuse me, the shoulder of my H up to my X height, back down to my base line. So there is an H. Next letter, it's an A. Now I kind of have to do these backwards. I have to do my bar first, and then I do what's called the bowl of your letter. So here we go. 1 grid width, 3 grids height. That's my bar. Going this way now, doing the bowl. That's your A. Okay? And the bowl is actually, I seem to never be able to pick up the same pen twice. There we go. There's my 6. That is the bowl. Okay? So A was easy. We're doing 1 grid width, 3 grids height for practice, 2 grids to complete my bowl. Next one is a D. Okay? So again, we have the ascender, so this one's going to be 4 grids high because it is taller than the X height. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just counting off grids as I go down for my practice. I know I have 2 grids high. There's my X height for the bowl of my D. Okay, so very simple. 1 grid width, 4 grids down. Now you can do whatever size grids you want. I'm just doing these large ones because it's easier for practice, for you to see it. So we have 2 grids width to do the bowl. Okay, there's your D. Next letter is an O. Very simple. So we have 3 grids width and down. Okay, and the bar on the O is just cutting that off like that. So you just go straight line down. So again, and then straight line down. So very simple. Your bowl doesn't change the shape. It's still an O. Bring your bar straight down. Next letter is a W, which I think is a little trickier, but not impossible. Okay, so I'm still going 1, 2, 3 grids down. But I do have a tendency to make this one a little, actually I could have brought that over there like that. See, this is what practice is for. So if I do 1, 1, 2, 3, and if I do that like that, then I split. That's much easier. There we go. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. I'm still using the 3 grids height and width. Okay, that did not change. So there's my grid box. And then split that grid box in half. So take the one side down, come up, go back down and around, and come back up. Then do your bar graph on that side. So let's see if I can do that without doing my little box here. So I have 1, 1, 2, 3, splitting that one apart like that, then doing my bar graph. Okay, so W's are a little tricky too, but not impossible, just a little trickier. So now let's see if I take this and make it one word, and we'll shorten it, make it smaller. So start with my S, and this time I'm going to do 2 grids high and 2 grids in width. So my S is the shoulder on top and on bottom. Then take my bar, slash across. Okay, and my H, now I am making smaller bars because my word is smaller. There's my A. D, O, and the W. Okay, so pretty easy. And like I said before, you can come back and you can decorate these. You can draw in them, doodle in them, whatever that your little heart desires. They're fun to just decorate. And they're also fun just to color in solid colors like I did up here too. Now that we have a font to practice, so you have this to go back and refer to, okay? If you're confused about the X height and anything like that, you have that you printed out last month. I will have this on my blog, this extra one. If you didn't get it last month, feel free to go to my blog so you can print that out too. And let's talk about waterproof pens, because I hear so many people saying, my waterproof pen is bleeding, it's not working, nah, nah, nah. Well, you know what? Anything that's not dry is still not waterproof. It's not waterproof until it's dry, people. So let's take a variety of different pens here. This is my Sakura, and I want my water brush. Okay, so I'm going to take my Sakura pen, and I'm going to make a bar here. Take my water pen, and you can see that when I use that, it does pull out the ink. But this can be really cool because you can create shadows and things like that when you are making your letters. So that's lots of fun. Okay, let me wipe that off. Next pen. This is a Pitt pen. This is one of the brush Pitt pens. Same thing. Gonna do a bar here, just like so. Take my waterproof pen, my water brush, and again, you can see I am pulling out color, lightly coloring it. Okay, that's the Pitt pen. This is a Jelly Roll pen. These are my favorite to do this technique with because they stay really juicy and they give you lots of good color. So this is one of my favorites. And you take your water brush and pull out that ink. And it looks like watercolor. It looks like you've watercolored in your letter, which is really nice anytime that you have colors. I love these Jelly Roll pens. They are so much fun to play with. So if I wanted to, I could just outline it, make it messy. I can color it in. I can even take that ink and go over other colors. They're one of my favorite things to play with, and I do it all the time. Okay, so we have a font to use, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my journal book, my little lettering journal book. Okay, have a friend, Tamiko, who sent me washi tape, and she's the one that actually told me about the tip of using water brushes along with your Sakura pens. Love my friends, they're always so helpful. It will take me just a little old stencil here, so you can use whatever you want to use. My quote happens to have the sun in there, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to combine my bar graph along with the first one that we used, which was tracking. Okay, I'm going to combine those two to create, hopefully, a cute little page here. Because this is just my play page. This is what I like to call them, my play pages. Alright, so my quote starts out with, "Don't let yesterdays." And I'm going to let my quote run out on the top line, and this is going to be a sun, so this is going to run on the outside edge. So I'll start, well, of course I've already forgotten how to do it. Love my little Sakura or white eraser. If you don't have one of these, it comes with my pen sets, and also get this nice little mechanical pencil too. So don't, and let yesterday, okay, and then shadows was my next word, so I'm going to do shadows, and I'm going to do them one letter high, and I'm going to left align. Left align means everything is going to line up against this line here. So I'm going to do shadows, so my top of my bowl, and then my bar. Again, I'm going to let my center line go up above H, or bar, letting that center line go up above the X height. Okay, don't let yesterday's shadows okay, now I'm going to go back to the tracking, spoil today's, and then I'm going to do my bar graph again, which is sunshine. Okay, so that's, oops, forgot which word I was working on there. And this is one important reason why to do things in pencil first. Okay, so, and refer back to my, yep. I had to go back and look at my letters over here that I wrote out. And you'll notice a lot when I am doing these, I'm kind of just sketching because I can go back, write this over with my pen. Once it dries, then I go back and I erase my pencil marks. The center line to my H is above. And E, I forgot how I did E. E was to the side here. Okay, so I'm going to erase that a little bit there. There we go. And this is very simple. I'm just going to do a sunshine. So, nothing difficult. Like that. Okay? So this is the first step in playing around, and you know what I'll do next week. I'm going to take this, I'm going to make a journal page out of it. We'll go a little more elaborate on everything. But until then, all I'm going to do is just go out here. I'm going to just write in my words and then do my sun. Okay? So I hope you had a great week with us. I hope you get to practice your lettering, and I know Lori's going to have a challenge coming up that will be using lettering, and all you card makers and layout scrapbookers, these are great things to use on your pages because people want to see what your handwriting looked like 50 years from now. I mean, that's one of the cool things. Don't you love seeing your grandmother's handwriting and know that that's what she wrote? Well, they're going to feel the same way about you too. So practice your handwriting. I mean, you don't have to change it if you don't want to, but we can always improve things. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's just for the best. But you know what? Enjoy whatever it is that you do. That's the only thing that's important. Alright, hope y'all have a great week. Please show us what you make over on the Frosted Designs Facebook page. And we look forward to playing with you. Have a great week. Bye.